Good day everyone, we are the Group 1. I hope all of you are well and ready to listen. Because today we are going to discuss about interest and mortgage. In this lesson, we will know what is interest and we will have a better understanding in solving the three types of interest: the simple interest, compound interest, and the accrued interest. And lastly, we will have an overview of the mortgage.
This is the definition of interest. Interest is a cost of borrowing money and it's typically stated as an annual percentage rate. Lenders may charge interest to borrowers for the use of their funds, or borrowers may charge interest to lenders for the use of their funds. For an instance, if the interest rate on a 5,000 pesos loan is 5%, you will have to pay the lender of 6,180 pesos in order to repay the money. 300 pesos will be profit for the lender. Throughout your life, you can discover various kinds of interest. The actual amount you owe will depend on the interest rate applied to each individual loan.
So let's move on to the simple interest. What is simple interest? Simple interest is a quick and easy method of calculating the interest charged on a loan. Simple interest is determined by multiplying the daily interest rate by the principal by the number of days that elapse between payments. Key points. Simple interest is calculated by multiplying the daily interest rate by the principal and by the number of days that elapse between payments. Second is that simple interest benefits consumers who pay their loans on time or early each month. The third is that auto loans and short-term personal loans are usually simple interest loans. So here is the formula in finding the simple interest. Simple interest equals P times R times T, where P is the principal. The principal is the amount that initially borrowed from the bank or invested. The principal is denoted by P. R is the rate. Rate is the rate of interest at which the principal amount is given to someone for a certain time. The rate of interest can be 5%, 10%, etc. The rate of interest is denoted by R. T is time. Time is the duration for which the principal amount is given to someone. Time is denoted by T. A is for amount. Amount is when a person takes a loan from a bank. He or she has to return the principal borrowed plus the interest amount, and this total return is called amount. So if we are asked to find the amount or the accumulated amount of the interest, we just need to add the principal and the simple interest. So principal plus the simple interest. Let me give you an example. Jeremy deposits 10,000 in a bank, which pays 12% simple interest per year. Find the value of his deposit after 6 years. So we are asked to find the accumulated value or the total amount of the interest. But before that, we need to find first the simple interest to get the accumulated value. So here is the solution. In finding the simple interest, we need to use this formula. Simple interest equals principal times rate of the interest times time. So substitute. Our principal is 10,000 because it is the amount deposit in a bank. Our interest rate is 12%. We need to convert it to decimal before multiplying. In getting the decimal, we just need to divide 12 by 100 and the result will be 0.12. And our time is 6 years. So multiply 10,000 times 0.12 times 6 equals 7,200. So our simple interest is 7,200. And to find the accumulated value, we just need to add the principal to the simple interest. The principal is the 10,000 plus the simple interest, which is 7,200. And we will get 10,720. So the accumulated value of the interest is 10,720. Another example. What if we are asked to find the rate of interest, like this problem? Leo received $2,250 loan from bank. After 6 months, he paid back for $2,295 and closed the loan. Find rate of interest. The amount is already given, so to solve the simple interest, we just need to subtract the amount to the principal because the amount is the total of principal and simple interest. In this example, the amount is already given, so we need to subtract 2,295 to 2,250. So our simple interest is $45. Next step is to find the rate. The given time period in our problem is months, and in simple interest formula, we use time periods in years. So what are we going to do? We are just gonna change the given time period in years. So how? So, in changing 6 months to years, since in 1 year, there are 12 months. So let us put 12 in the denominator of 6 and simplify. So in simplifying, divide both sides by 6. So we will have 1/2 years. So 6 months is the half of 1 year because in 1 year there are 12 months. Now that the time period is 1 year, 1/2 year, let us now solve for the rate. We're gonna use the formula of simple interest rate, which is the simple interest times P times R times T. So substitute. So the simple interest is 45. The principal is the 2,250 and the time is the 1/2. Solve. 45 equals 2,250 times R times 1/2. So 2,250 times 1/2 is equal to 1,125. 1,125 times rate is equal to 1,125 R. So 45 equals 1,125 R. So divide both sides by 1,125 to eliminate and to get the R. So 1,125 will be eliminated. So 45 divide 1,125 will be 0.04. So our rate is 0.04. But the rate is in percentage. So to convert this decimal into percentage, we're just gonna multiply it by 100%. So 0.04 times 100% is equal to 4%.
Problem number 1. Anna deposited 20,000 in a bank that gives 10% simple interest. How much interest she will receive after 3 years? So first, let's write the given. The principal is 20,000. The rate is 10%, pero isulat nato siya into decimal form, so 0.10. And time is 3 years. So, solution. Interest is equal to principal, rate, and time. So, principal is 20,000 and rate is 0.10 and the time is 3. So 20,000 times 0.10 times 3 is equal to 6,000. Therefore, the interest that Anna will receive after 3 years is 6,000. Problem number 2. Trisha borrowed 30,000
from a bank if the interest she paid was 3,375 for 9 months, at what rate would she pay? So first, let's write the given. The principal is 30,000. The interest is 3,375. The time is 9 months. Pero ikuha na to siya in 2 years. So, 9 months over 12. So, 9 divided by 12 is 0.75. Ang rate is mao atong gipangita. So, solution. Rate is equal to interest over principal and time. So, interest is 3,375 over the principal 30,000 and time 0.75. So, una na to ang principal of time. So, copy ra na to ang interest, which is 3,375, and then 30,000 times 0.75 is 22,500. So, 3,375 divided by 22,500 is equal to 0.15 or 15%. Therefore, the rate that Trisha will pay is 15%.
Compound interest is the interest paid on the previously earned as well as on the original principal. Solving the compound interest, we need to use this formula. A equal the quantity of 1 plus R over N to the power of N times T. Where A is the final amount, P is the initial principal balance, R is the interest rate, N is the number of time interest applied per time period, and T is the number of time.
Here is an example of compound interest. An initial deposit of 20,000 pesos is made into a savings account that compounds at 10% interest annually. Compute how much is in the account in 2 years. So, we will use the compound interest formula. A equals P times the quantity of 1 plus R over N raised to NT, where our A is missing and P is equals to 20,000, R is 10% or 0.1, N is 1, and T is 2. So, we'll substitute the value. It will be A equals 20,000 times the quantity of 1 plus 0.1 over 1 raised to 1 times 2. Then it will become A is equals to 20,000 multiplied by 1 plus 0.1 squared. Then it will be 20,000 times 1.1 squared, which is equal to 20,000 times 1.21. And if you multiply that, it will result to A is equal to 24,200. Therefore, the account
in 2 years will be 24,200 pesos.
After 6 years of 8% interest compounded quarterly, an account has 24,126 pesos, 0.55874. What was the original deposit amount? So we are going to use the formula A equals P times the quantity of 1 plus R over N raised to NT, where A equals 24,126.55874, P is missing, R is 8% or 0.08, N is 4, and T is 6. So this is how we are going to get the answer. 24,126.55874 is equal to X times the quantity of 1 plus 8% over 4 raised to 4 times 6. 24,126.55874 is equal to X times the quantity of 1 plus 0.02 raised to 24. 24,126.55874 is equal to X times the quantity of 1.60844. To find X, divide both sides by 1.60844. Then cancel 1.60844, so only X will remain. After that, divide 24,126.55874 by 1.60844, so you will get 15,000. Therefore, the original deposit amount is 15,000 pesos.
What is accrued interest? Accrued interest refers to interest generated on an outstanding debt during a period of time, but the payment has not yet been made or received by the borrower or the lender. Accrued interest is the amount of interest that has been incurred or earned in a reporting period, regardless of when it will be paid. So it refers to the part of the interest that has been incurred but not paid since the last payment day of the bond interest. Now, what is bond interest? Bond interest is a loan from an investor to a borrower, such as the company or government, with the expectations that you'll get your money back with interest after the term of the loan expires. Accrued interest occurs when bond is not traded on its coupon payment date. Now, what is coupon payment or coupon rate? Is the stated interest rate on a fixed income security like a bond. In other words, it's the rate of interest that bond holders receives from their investment.
Mortgage. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Mrs. Soriano. I am Jody Maria Espagican, and as an overview of mortgage, let us talk about the connection between mortgage and interest. When it comes to the connection of mortgage and interest, it is a domino effect, a gamble, and this is for the reason that mortgage is an agreement between the borrower and the lender that gives the lender the right to take away the property as the collateral if the borrower fails to pay the amount borrowed plus the interest. One perfect example of mortgage would be this scenario. Nicole borrowed money from a lender to purchase a house, and that house is named under Nicole. Eventually, Nicole did not pay the money that she borrowed, so the house that was under her name is now taken away by the lender. And this is for the reason that even before Nicole had the money, her and the lender already agreed that if she fails to pay, the house would be taken from her as a collateral. That's all, thank you.
Mortgages are loans that are used to buy homes and other types of real estate or to borrow money against the value of a home you already own. It is an agreement between you and a lender that gives a lender the right to take back the property if you fail to repay the money or you stop paying the mortgage you've borrowed.